In chemistry and physics, we have to work with word problems. And have you ever struggled with a word problem? I know many of us have, but learning how to do word problems is important. So here are some tips to working with these problems. First, write your problem out. Know what information that you've been provided in the problem. What do you need to find? And what tools do you have? And what other information do you need? And finally, solve. So here's a first problem. Copper can be drawn from a thin wire, and we need to know how many wire or meters of 34 gauge wire can be produced from an ore of copper that we're told is 5.01 pounds, and it's 66% by mass. So what do we know? We know the mass of the covalite, and we know that it's 66% copper. But is that really going to tell us what we need? So what do we need to know? We want to know the amount of copper and how long the wire will be. And can we get there from the information that we have? Well, we may have to go back to the problem. And in this case, the problem gives us a little bit more information. It tells us of information about the 34 gauge wire, and it assumes that we're going to use a volume of a cylinder, and we get the density. But we do have other problems. We have mixed units. So we're going to have to do a few conversions, and we want to convert a few things. So if we assume the volume in the equation is length, then we can calculate the height. We need the mass of the copper, and we can calculate that by doing a couple of conversions. And we can ultimately rearrange so that we have the height in our equation. But we still have a problem. Not the right units and not the right number of significant figures. So we have to put it in our final amount. And that leads us to the answer. So this is just a